that you connected.
I know. I missed
Right?
you.
Yeah, I
It's
missed
been
you
a
too.
really long time.
I know, right?
What happened? The
What
world
happened?
has collapsed since.
Yeah, the world has collapsed.
Yeah. Are you living in Cairo right now?
Yes.
What the fuck?
So I I do live in Bed-Stuy. Like I'm not gonna let that go. But
I don't know. It's okay. Okay.
yeah. Very
Professional,
huh?
very professional,
Very
yeah.
professional.
Yeah.
Where's your assistant?
Yeah, she's there. She's coming. It's like 10 girls.
Listen, I've been fantasizing about Cairo since 2013, since the first time I set foot there. Yeah, I've been really, I don't know, it's a place, I don't know how to explain it, but there's a few places like that where every time I went, and I had the chance to go a few times, so every time I went, I just didn't want to leave.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go. Cause
Yeah, I think you should go.
it's like 2 hours from fucking Tel Aviv, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why can't I go?
Your people go all the time, by the way.
Yes.
You have to edit these, huh? Don't get me in trouble with your podcast. I knew it.
Your people.
You're trying to set me up.
So the Mossad is right.
I know you're gonna throw Tel Aviv there, and then the next thing I know, like the Israelis, they're like they see those Arabs, they're not democratic, you know.
What? What do you mean?
Well, the idea is like, you know, if you for when there was a big polemique when I went to Palestine, some Palestinians wanted me to come and perform in Fatoush in Haifa. And then there was like a big movement against it, and I didn't end up doing it anyway.
Because it's like in the conquered Palestine.
Yeah.
It's so complicated. It's like if you play there, anyways, it's so
Yeah,
sensitive
because
right now.
technically the other Palestinians, they can't go there, so you shouldn't go there, you know. So, but like the Palestinians in Haifa, they can go to Ramallah and they can go to the other places. So if you must come, you just go there and have them come to you.
Okay. Makes sense.
I don't know, like, I mean, I don't want to say everything, so because you're filming me.
Listen, also we can edit out everything.
No, but if you want me to, like...
and we don't even have to get
there.
political, whatever.
Anyways, so yeah, Cairo. So I have been thinking about it, and I started thinking about it like more seriously when I performed at Guna Film Festival in 2021. I mean, of course, it was amazing. I was like performing this big film festival, and every time I go there, I have like, you know, this crazy schedule. I'm running like from one car to another, going to an interview, you know, doing a million things. So I've always felt that, oh my God, there's so much for me to do here. Why don't I stay and try to do it? And then I left, and then I came back actually last year, exactly 1 year from now. I got invited to another thing. And that's when I thought, that's it, you know, I have to do it.
Wow, you just have to stay.
Yeah, so I actually stayed extra days. I checked out of the hotel, I went to a friend. And I have to say, like, talking about, you know, comfort, life comfort, you know, having like more like service and, you know, also like as a single mom, that also like being in New York has been quite brutal for me the last couple of years.
It's so hardcore.
It's like, the behind the scenes that we don't talk about.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm okay, but I can't, you know, I can't hire a full-time nanny and I can't have a driver, you know. And to me, like, when you're at a certain point in your life, like with 2 kids and being a single mom and being like an artist that, an independent artist that only does what the fuck I want also.
Yes.
Like I haven't been trying to like compromise and help myself get richer. Like what my best friend says, like I'm still waiting for my Lambo. And
you've had points where you like could make this choice between money and art, or all the time. Wow.
I think all the time, but to me it doesn't even feel like a choice, because like hell no. You know, it's like, you know, settling. I don't think I can ever settle. Like
You
even in
can't-
love, you know,
Yeah.
love-wise and you know, relationship-wise. Like sometimes I look at some of my friends and I'm like, oh, it's so cool. They're in such a safe and comfortable environment. But then I think to myself, like, but yeah, I could never like settle for that kind of relationship, you know? So in music is the same. Like since I started, like I was so scared of major labels. So I stayed the fuck away as much as I could.
Because if you sign with them, you lose freedom?
Yeah, it was like a terror for me.
Mm.
The minute anybody starts saying like, oh, but you should do this and you should do that, it's a physical reaction. It's not even like, you know, like I get like so stressed out. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna destroy my music.
Wow.
You know?
And you never thought like, you know, I could take this money and put it back into art and have more time for art.
Yeah, I mean, stupidly enough, never. Like seriously.
But, you know, I think this protectiveness over the purity of the art is it's what makes you you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Well, thank you for saying that, for sure. And I think
I mean, you can tell when you even perform. It's like, this is a person who does not compromise. You're in it. No, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because like I was, I went to the studio with this young producer. He's working with all the new superstars, coming from the Arab region. Like there's this guy, this artist, his name is Saint Laurent. So I think Rach Hopper is the name of the producer, and he's Tunisian. And he's been like behind many hits. So I'm like, what the hell? I mean, you're Tunisian, I'm Tunisian. We have to do something together, you know? So we get in the studio and I start playing him my album, Insane. You know, the album where there's, you know, Lost. And he's like, wow, this album is so ahead of its time. It's like, you know, I can't believe you did this in 2017. Like, it still sounds, you know, ahead of its time now. And I don't know, like for what that's worth, like I've really felt good. And actually also going back to that album and listening to it now, it makes me not only proud, but it actually inspires me now to do something like that, like a 2.0 version of that. So now like I go back in time and I'm like, but why didn't I continue in that direction? Why did I go a completely different way after that?
But then you did Mra?
Yeah, and then I did Mra, and then that's when I started actually really following.
That's such a cool album.
Right, thank you.
I love it.
That's when I started coming back to my senses. Yeah, I'm really proud of that album because I really wanted to do a pop album. I really wanted to like mess around and try like what if I made a pop album? What would it sound like?
Yeah.
You know, because I put together a playlist of all the pop artists that are doing things that I like. Like there's songs by Charlie XCX, there's songs by Kanye, of course. It's a very cool eclectic playlist, and I'm like, well, I like this and I like this. There's Aya Nakamura, and I like this and this song. So I was trying to kind of like put myself in a, you know, like kind of an indirect, you know, kind of I was Orange Mécanique in myself, you know. I thought like maybe if I listened to these over and over and over, like I would probably clock orange.
Clock, yeah. Clockwise orange. But also, if you try to do pop, it won't be exactly pop. It'll be next to it.
That's my favorite on-stage joke because I start by making fun of myself. I tell them, well, so when I started making this album, I wanted to make a pop album, and then I pause, and I'm like, what? Or so I thought.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of pop elements to it because I did work with a pop producer, Hannah.
Yeah.
And I think Hannah... So I worked... Before Hannah, I actually worked with... I think in total, we're like 30 women. Total. And then on the production side of things, I worked with different people. Like I rented this house in the countryside in France. And and I only commit to 2 days with each person so that he wouldn't get...
Me?
I didn't invite you because you were behind the scenes. No, I wanted to do an album with just women. You remember I told you that. And I wanted to actually check, like, are guys actually smarter than women?
And the answer is, of course, yes. Of course.
The answer is, of course not. Of course not, first of all. And it's just, it's the cycle of oppression that gives us less spaces. And by giving less spaces, less opportunities, and therefore you believe less in what you don't see,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
So
That infinite cycle.
exactly, it's all about representation in the end. So I was trying to actually break that cycle and have representation and showing like other women, because what's happening in the music industry is that it is male dominated, and like guys hire guys, it is a fact, and also girls hire guys, and I was there for 99% of my recording history.
Hiring guys.
Yes.
Just
And
automatically from being a part of this
it's
culture.
two things. First of all, when you ask someone always have a guy. Yeah, I know a guy that does this. I'm looking for a light designer. Yeah, I have a guy. Someone always has a guy somewhere, So already, like at the source, and now thankfully there's more and more like Instagram pages. There's more organizations that help you with
Right,
database.
right.
Yeah, because like first of all, when you're trying to find a producer, so me, I did it a little bit old school. There were like some articles online that helped me, and also some Spotify playlists. Unfortunately, like I don't like Spotify, but I had to listen to hours and hours of techno, because like girl music producers, most of the time they're DJs. Like to find
Right.
a proper music producer that can actually like create, songs, not just like a loop, of house or techno music or electronic. Like what I want is like really write a song in the end. So yeah, so I worked with like Karen, a French producer, Marie, French producer. I worked also with Penelope, Antena, Belgian producer. I worked with Angel Ho, South African beat maker, an amazing eclectic producer. She brought trans woman. She brought all the crazy in Massive Wheel, for instance. She brought all the like percussions and stuff that actually was kind of like, I turned it into also dabka, doof, 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 but with like South African percussions.
I remember that. Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. Like that
Strong
was a whole
energy.
genesis with that song. Yeah, and then
Oh,
I
amazing.
eventually like found really like I had a big connection with Liza, who's in the like pop, R&B, electronic scene. She's like she's a more like eclectic. Um, uh, she's similar with Shy Girl. I think they cross paths a little bit, but I feel like Liza is more eclectic. And yeah, we were playing around with, she's from Brazil originally, so we were playing with, Brazil beats and percussions mixed with Tunisian percussions mixed with Egyptian sounds. And that's what I really like to do. And I was really happy to meet these people because everyone brought something. And then in the end, like Hannah came for the last portion, like the songs were already formed, there was already production. And she was like, all right, we're going to clean this up,
Yeah,
boom,
put
we
it all
cut this
together.
here. Yeah. Like
I met
this.
her in London. She's very cool.
You met her in London?
Yeah.
She's so good. And she's the image of, I hate to say it, but like she's the one that really, because for a lot of us for a long time, you feel more safe and secure with a guy behind the board. There's also these like old patriarchal
Super
ideas.
ingrained, huh?
It's super ingrained.
Wow.
So with Hannah, like, she could cut, music. She could, make a bass, like she could really do things on the go, cut vocals, put something together on the software, then like record a bass, then work on a beat, like really polyvalent.
Wow, now that you say it, I haven't thought of how deep this goes. I mean, it's very basic in a way, but like even checking my own biases, whatever, It goes so deep, huh?
It goes so deep, and thank you for saying that, because it really things start changing when you say what you
When you're
say. And for a lot of people, it's just hard to recognize that we all have biases. And there's no like good in self beating,
of course.
because we all inherit things from our parents, from society. And that's why I wanted to fight against this. This is not
Yeah.
personal. It's
Yeah.
like much bigger. And that's the part that's angrisome, because in 2025, I don't think it's okay. And I do think that women have to do something about it. I do feel that at least I felt that I had a huge responsibility, that like, in when I started my career and my first album blew up, like there were all these like journalists and publications, and they were really eager to ask me about feminism, and I just hated that. I didn't
Why?
want to say.
Because you don't like representing like a certain. Why did you
There
hate
is
it?
not even a reason.
Okay.
That's how bad patriarchy is, because it's kind of like you become a self-hater, because ultimately,
Ah.
like, what does it mean being a feminist? Being like you support a portion of society that's been oppressed, and that's been oppressed for like forever. To me,
Forever.
like women, we are the most oppressed majority of all time.
Of course.
Like we've always been
Yeah.
oppressed.
In every society, every place of the world.
Exactly, and still to this day, and not to go to extremes where like really women can drive or can't wear and are and like I feel the Me Too movement was amazing, but it is only exposing violence against women. But what
Yeah.
about all the invisible violence? When you can't do what you want, when you don't have a space, when you're judged for who you are, where you can't express yourself the way you want to express yourself, when you don't have the means, when like you have ideas ingrained in you that you can't, that you're not allowed to, and then like it's so deep that you self-censor yourself. You don't believe in other women. You think other women are a threat. And I
Wow.
started my career with all of these thoughts as just being
Wow.
part of my system. So, like the incident where I hated and I felt bad when people asked me about if I was a feminist, that's like so ridiculous, like, of course I'm a feminist,
Wow.
because I want women to just be there and exist equally,
Wow.
in the world. So, yeah, now I laugh at it, but it took me like 10 years, I came a long way, and still all of a sudden I was like, but what am I really actually doing for the cause? I'm not doing anything. Like I'm just, yes, I'm outspoken and I'm a strong woman and I give inspiration and I can give a strong image, but like what for? Like in the
I mean,
end,
that's a lot already, no?
yeah, but to me that's so hypocritical and that's so not enough. Like because in my own kitchen, am I like offering other opportunities for other women? Am I like doing anything like really consistent for other women? So that's when I thought, okay, if I share at least my platform, my space, my stage, with other women. And at first, of course, like any other artist, first of all, this is the first album where I'm actually featuring other artists. Like in addition to producers and technicians, I've never shared one of my songs with other artists. So
Never had a feature?
no.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. So on this album, I had like 7 or 8 features. And I started like inviting rappers. And then like from one song to another, I'm like, oh, I should have now a rapper that raps in Arabic. I should have a rapper. So in the end, I ended up with Amy Yereulo from Mali, a rapper from Mali. Because in the layers of discrimination against women musicians, there's like brown women and then there's brown women rappers. Can you imagine like how much difficulty like a rapper from Mali or a rapper from Iraq, or an Iranian rapper, can you imagine like how much layers of oppression and discrimination we have to go against, not just in our
Wow.
own countries but in the world. So it felt really important for me like to do that. And also it was an absolutely amazing artistic experience because basically I was sending songs and giving them carte blanche And what they would send back was just crazy, like so much energy and so much like badassism and
Wow,
so
wow,
much
wow.
art.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think men are jealous of women in many ways. Like you want to destroy something that is like we cannot give life.
I think so. I think you're right. I think there is like man. I mean, it's the only explanation because men have always tried,
Yeah.
like to
control.
women, to put them in the back,
And
to tame them.
And why do you try to control something? Because you don't understand it and it threatens you. Right?
Exactly.
There's a
Exactly.
power, there's a force there.
Yeah.
There's such a power to women and femininity that men often, I think, also don't understand in themselves, because we all have the feminine, the masculine. There's parts of men and masculinity traditionally that we just want to push away, we want to shove, and then we project it. Like you represent this thing that is mysterious and scary and powerful.
Yes.
Have you heard of Jung, the psychoanalyst? Carl Jung?
No.
He's like a famous Swiss psychoanalyst that I really love. And he had this idea that we both have like the masculine and the feminine. And the feminine in men is called anima. And the masculine in females is called animus. And what we, like our psychic objective in this life is to integrate, for men to integrate with their animas that's buried in the unconscious that we repress, for women to do the same, to basically like take this and balance it, to be integrated creatures. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. So yeah, my my idea and like my anima thing was this album, like to
Amazing. Yeah.
sprinkle
Yeah.
and to also like work on the old ideas that we have also been raised around the idea that we're women are rivals and we are a threat to each other, Like, and there's only one, like, I used to be proud of being the only woman in my band when I started.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, it's real. Like, I remember, I was like, oh, it's so cool. I'm the only woman. I don't want to,
Wow.
I only want to be with guys.
Huh. And that too is something that's very ingrained, right? It's like there's only space for one.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, when you, when you grow up and I feel like when you raise your children around like no dogmas, like for example, they can make their own research about their religion, what they want to be, what they want to believe in. So you don't raise them with like dogma, like you have to believe in this, you have to do this, you have to, aside from like giving them like a balanced education. So to me, it's the same. Like it's so awful that we have to grow up with like ideas that like men are better. It's okay for a guy to be free, but like me, I have to like obey to more rules because that's how it should be,
Yeah. You touched on being a mom and being an artist. Are your kids are in Cairo with you?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. So wait, but you still have a place here.
Yeah.
So you go back and forth, or you just...
I mean, not as much as I would like to because it's a big long ass journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically the idea is to try something new, because I do want to get myself really like into the music scene there and like learn more about this, genre that I've been really curious about for years.
So the scene in Cairo is cool, right? It sounds
It's absolutely phenomenal. Like, and I don't know, like, it's funny because the first like couple weeks, I was trying to say yes to everything. So I would like start somewhere and then I would change. Like, there was this evening, I was invited by a very, very good friend who was trying to like, show me around. So I was invited to the Jam, which is like the new Grand Museum. It's like, the biggest, I don't know, museum in the world or something. And there was like a Cairo food week. So it was like all about like culinary very fancy, very. And then the second part of the evening was at the Cairo Jazz Club. It was like the Maharaganat night, So all the scene was there. Like the rappers, the producers, the managers. So I just met everybody in one single night. Like there's this producer that I was a huge fan of, El Waili. And he was there. He was performing a short set. There's a good friend that now is a good friend of mine, Chobra El General, who's like, and they all have like, it's what I find really interesting and kind of like funny as well. Like everyone has like a super dope nickname, like, and to us it sounds like, but it's all like it all has a meaning. Like Chobra El General because he's from Chobra, this part of town in Cairo. So this all like it's very heavy culturally. It's even like, even though like we are both from like the Arab, we also share like being in Tunisia, and Egypt and Tunisia are also like in Africa. So we share that. So I feel like we have connections that are different than with like the Middle East and I don't like the word Middle East, like with the Levant or whatever, like the other part.
Yeah. Is it similar? Like relatively,
we have we have a lot of similarities in language. In obviously they have a completely other culture as well. Like they're
of course. And Cairo and Egypt has always been so central, right, to Arab culture specifically.
Well, yeah,
there's always like Egypt, the fight, like Egypt, who's more.
Egypt, like there's no fight. Egypt they consider themselves like that's the center of everything. History, art, world, music.
Yeah.
And in the end, I have to give them that credit because when I went over there, I was like, wow, okay, there's no place like this. There's no other place like this, like it's really a very special place. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, probably a lot of people, they just want to get out, but me, like as somebody, I'm also a different person. I'm not like, I don't consider myself a foreigner, like I already, I speak Arabic, but I'm,
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Rahmakallah.
I don't think we ever talked about how it was for you to play in Palestine.
Oh my God.
I'm so curious because, I'm like.
It was amazing. Like, it was really.
Well, you don't want to talk about it?
No, I was joking.
Okay.
It was really amazing. I mean, it was my dream forever, like it was really my lifelong dream.
Yeah.
And I've been having like false, hopes. And then eventually it happened. And I like the way it happened. And I like, it's just, I mean, it's a very special place. And people are, very beautiful. And like they really, they really teach you life for real because they have so much, resilience and so much joy in their everyday life. And I know like they were very moved by my concerts and my presence in the country and like the simple fact, that I was there to celebrate them in music, with also like not just any music. I remember people were telling me like, you gave us, hope and joy for years.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, it was really beautiful. We actually filmed a documentary about it.
Really?
Yeah, and we're looking for a producer.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, the thing is, we were there, so we knew that we had to film, we had to document everything because also the whole journey was not like any other one's journey, like my journey was very special. I was attacked. I was, there was so much controversy from actually Tunisians.
You were attacked.
I was attacked because like it's always very sensitive, but at the same time, like Palestinians, they were telling me like we don't want to be isolated, like we want people like you especially to come.
Of course.
And to me, I feel like people should go so they can actually witness because you cannot fantasize, you cannot romanticize because the reality is there.
Exactly.
So
And you actually went. You actually did the thing, right?
yeah,
It's
and
not just talk.
yeah, I mean, I worked hard like all my life, and I felt really proud that I was there to represent like my art, and like, you know, to share something really deep and meaningful with people, and especially like to create hope and to, you know, plant hope again, because ultimately we need to hold on to something. We need to like believe that, you know, things are going to change. And like I had so much heat over, you know, my presence from like I told you, like there was a big movement in Tunisia against me. I was bullied. I was cyberbullied.
Really?
They canceled all my shows in Tunisia that summer.
You know what? You told me that, and I forgot.
I got into so much financial trouble.
Seriously?
Yeah.
But I actually don't understand why. Like, what's...
Well, because like there's this thought that, you know, like you cannot you cannot have any contact with the oppressor. You cannot recognize the
But
colonizer, the
you
oppressing
didn't.
entity.
You went to Palestine.
Well,
You went
because you cannot go to Palestine if you don't get authorized. So, but to me, like, and
there.
not to me.
Doesn't make sense. You know, when we used to play together, like people would like, some people would see it as like a, or I would see it at least as an offering towards peace or like coexistence. But in our minds, it was never even a thing. Like, we're just two humans working together. And I think that's exactly, it's never either or. I think anyone who sees it as either or is contributing more to the problem and ultimately to violence.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with that.
Ultimately, we're just ruled by people, a bunch of guys again,
Exactly.
that their whole interest is, you know, about money and power. It's not
Exactly.
about, you know, like belief. It's not about creating, you know, a safe place for certain people. They're just using people against each other, sadly, and
Absolutely.
people, unfortunately, like are falling in the trap. Because it was never a problem between people. Like
Exactly.
we all, you know, it's not even like we all like, you know, we all eat food. We all want like a nice house.
Exactly.
You know, we all want to like live.
It's such a cliche, but like the greatest act of rebellion against that is love, right?
Yeah.
It's just like love, peace, coexistence in whatever way we can.
Yeah.
But I agree, and they weaponize these causes. They weaponize us all against each other. It's really heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's all about like ignorance. You're scared of what you don't know.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
therefore, you know, it creates hatred.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't believe you have this lamp.
Which lamp? The lava lamp?
Yes. Isn't it like
It's
from
actually
the 70s?
hot. It's 7:30.
Oh my god.
You need to go?
I have